Free Somali. I'll be free. You notice that all the crimes they're charging me for is from September to October. It's nothing from past.
What this signals is Johnny Somali and his Discord are desperate. They are flailing and they are trying to get anything to give any wins they can get before August 13th. And all of Somali and his fanboys, all of his supporters, are trying to do their best.
Johnny Somali's world is crashing fast. His trial is approaching, his supporters are scrambling, and his so-called empire is falling apart brick by brick. With August 13th closing in, the pressure is on, and it shows. The man once bragging about being untouchable is now flailing.
This trial is not just going to end in August. The August hearing is just one piece of witness testimony. This thing is going to go for quite a long time.
Desperation has fully set in. You've probably heard this name floating around the internet, especially if you've been tracking the chaos he's caused overseas. But what you might not know is just how deep the legal hole is that Johnny Somali has dug himself into, and how far his fanbase is willing to go to protect him. Let's break it all down. As of now, Johnny Somali has pleaded guilty to 5 different charges. Yes, 5. At his most recent court appearance on May 16th, the charges stacked against him added up to a potential 35-year sentence. Think about that. This isn't a slap on the wrist. These are charges that could wipe out a large portion of his life behind bars. But here's where things get worse. Legal sources now confirm that his upcoming court date on August 13th won't be the end of the story, not even close. That hearing will only be one part of a much longer process. Witness testimony is just the beginning. Authorities in South Korea are reportedly planning further trials based on additional charges. That means the legal noose is tightening. Even more damning, a petition has been filed asking for maximum punishment. If the judge agrees, and expert opinions suggest that victim impact statements may play a role, then Johnny Somali could be looking at the harshest possible sentence. So what's his camp doing about it? Scrambling. According to Legal Mindset, a trusted legal analyst, Johnny Somali and his Discord group are actively targeting anyone spreading awareness about the case. Why?
And understand, these people are attacking someone not for just reasons or not for any other thing because they violate the TOS. They are indeed violating the terms of service by submitting false reports. And they're willing to use all methods to submit false reports to try to get people taken down and try to get people taken out. They are scared of these charges coming against him, and they understand that more press, more coverage, like my channel and like Johnny Somali on X and all the other people covering it, actually does lead to these charges being taken very seriously because people are aware of the social media presence. And the South Korean media will indeed pick up our coverage, translate it, and put it out there. And because of that, they know that more can be stacked against him, and they are afraid for their dear leader, who is now deeply in hiding as he is finally realizing that there are consequences to his action. He's getting to the FO part of FAFO.
Because they know the more coverage this gets, the harder it is for Johnny to slither away unnoticed. Social media is amplifying the facts. And South Korean media? They're translating this stuff and pushing it locally. That's pressure from both sides of the ocean. Legal Mindset goes even further, exposing how Johnny's supporters are filing false reports, trying to silence legitimate voices online. Their tactic? Bury the truth in fake flagging campaigns. Take down the messengers so no one sees the message. But it's not working. And Johnny, he's spiraling. He once claimed Donald Trump would personally save him if anything happened in South Korea.
I'm a VIP in this country. I'm a United States citizen. I'm a VIP. They cannot allow an American citizen to die in South Korea. Do you understand what Trump would do? Do you understand what Donald Trump would do? I am a freedom of speech. I am a freedom of expression. And Trump will save me from this. I'm Johnny JFK. Johnny Jewish, Johnny JFK. I'm gonna get on more.
Yeah, seriously. He called himself a VIP, said Trump would hold South Korea accountable, and believed he had diplomatic immunity just for being American. His words, not ours. They cannot allow an American citizen to die in South Korea. Trump will save me. That's the mindset. Delusional. Dangerous. Detached from reality. But despite his confidence, Johnny Somali is clearly afraid. His online tone has shifted from arrogant to panicked. He's now claiming he doesn't want even his enemies to go to jail. Ironic.
Free Somali. I'll be free. You notice that all the crimes they're charging me for is from September to October. It's nothing from past that. People can wish on my downfall. People can wish me to go to jail. People can wish for my death. I don't wish that for anybody else. I wouldn't wish my worst enemy to go to jail.
Considering he's the one staring down multiple sentences. These are classic deflections. He says things like, I wouldn't wish jail on anyone, while actively trying to dodge accountability for his actions. Let's not forget, Johnny's situation didn't start last week. His legal issues date back to late 2024, and he's continued piling up charges ever since. His fans often say, nothing happened before, so nothing will happen now. But the reality is catching up to him fast. And let's talk about that fan base.
And that is something that scares Johnny Somali. It scares him because every time there's a trial, every new month, this comes up again in the news cycle, and it gets worse and worse and worse for him as the facts pile on and as the charges pile on, because almost every single month. But here we go. Of course, the Discord says they're BS charges. Just deport the man and move on. Of course, they wish they would do that. That's what they want from every country. They just want them to be deported because that's not a real consequence. That's literally letting him get away with all of his criminal activity.
Their biggest fear? Johnny getting actual prison time instead of a simple deportation. They know that once you're deported, that's the end of legal consequences. It's a clean exit. But a prison sentence? That's real punishment. That's lasting. And here's the scary part. These people aren't just annoying trolls. They're making threats. They're targeting creators. They're actively interfering in a criminal process. And South Korean authorities are paying attention. They know what's happening. They're watching the Discord servers. And if Johnny's crew keeps this up, they might get added to the list of legal liabilities. Legal Mindset even says some of Johnny's supporters may face consequences themselves. This isn't some online feud, this is a matter of international law. And you can bet South Korea isn't going to play games if they see digital tampering or attempts to derail the process. And the most desperate play of all, there are growing concerns that Johnny Somali may attempt to flee South Korea altogether. If that happens, it could complicate everything. Extradition is not guaranteed. Once he's out, getting him back might be near impossible.
What this signals is Johnny Somali and his Discord are desperate. They are flailing and they are trying to get anything to give any wins they can get before August 13th. And all of Somali and his fanboys, all of his supporters, are trying to do their best to target verifiable and legitimate sources of information like myself, like Somali, that have been accurate and objective throughout this coverage of Johnny Somali specifically. They're trying to come after sources of information because they want it to be quiet. They want nobody to know what's going on in Seoul, South Korea.
All of this leads to one conclusion. Johnny Somali is running out of time. He thought the internet would protect him. He thought clout would shield him. He thought chaos could save him. But reality is here now, and it doesn't care about his followers or delusions of grandeur. So what happens next? The court system continues. New evidence piles up. The media pressure intensifies. And if the judge listens to the petitions and testimony, Johnny Somali could face decades behind bars. His followers can scream, cry, and scheme. But the truth is, Johnny isn't special. He's not immune. He's not a VIP. He's a guy who made dangerous decisions and now has to face the consequences. So let me know, what do you think about Johnny Somali's trial? Do you believe justice is finally catching up with him? Or do you think he'll somehow escape again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned because this isn't over. We'll be tracking every development in this case as it unfolds. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.